guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be a dupes video. So I have gathered up some high-end products in my collection and I have found drugstore alternatives. So these are drugstore products that perform the exact same. One of them actually performs better than the high end, so you can totally save money and get the same look. I love these types of videos. It has been a long time since I have done one because I don't really just like to grab a palette, like an eyeshadow palette for example, that has intentionally duped a high-end brand and say that it's a dupe, because duh, obviously it is. You know, like Bad Habit, I love their eyeshadow quality, but they are known for duping high-end palettes, so of course their palettes are going to be dupes. Now these, I don't know if any of them were like intentionally copycatting each other, but it just so happened to work out this way, so I'm really excited to share what I have found with you guys. So if you're interested in saving some money, then let's just go ahead and get started. I will go ahead and let you guys know that I have half of my face drugstore and half of it high-end, so I'll be excited to hear what you guys think on which side is which. So I don't know. I don't think there's any difference. Actually, in my empties video that I posted, I was wearing some of these dupes and testing them on either side and to see if anyone would say anything in the comments like your blushes look different or your highlights or, you know, your lips look weird. But no one did, so that was definitely a good sign and let me like go ahead and do this video. So I want to go ahead and start off with concealer because that is kind of what sparked this whole like dupes video idea. So recently I tried the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer. I do have the shade, what's my shade? Bisque 350, and it's a little bit like pinky toned, but it's more of like a skin tone match for me. And I'm wearing this on one eye, so I'll let you guys go ahead and decide which eye you think underneath I'm wearing this concealer. Let you take your guesses. And then I have the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer Super Coverage in light beige on the other side. So again, take your guesses. And I will say that this side is the high-end side. So this is what I am wearing on this side, and then this is what I am wearing on this side. Now, color-wise, they're not complete dupes, of course. The shades are a little off. This one is a little bit more yellowy than this one, but once I blend them out and once I set them with a powder, they're the exact same. Like, you can't really notice because they are pretty much close to my skin tone. And I will say I did use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder to set, which brightened up both of them, which I like to do. But you guys, formula-wise, these are the same. And I knew it when I tried this. I was like, this reminds me of the Too Faced Born This Way. Like, it's really similar. And because it's like that full coverage yet still really hydrating concealer. I like Shape Tape from Tarte, but it's a little dry for my taste. I've decluttered it from my collection. It's just too dry. But I really have been enjoying this Too Faced one. And then when I tried this, I was like, oh my gosh, this reminds me so much of it. And I was like, okay, does it remind me of it or is it an actual dupe? So I've been wearing these side by side now for a long time. I did it for a while, kind of stopped, did it again. Like, I was testing this. And you guys, as far as creasing goes, as far as hydration, as far as coverage, these are the exact same. I don't notice any difference. One doesn't crease more than the other. One doesn't smudge. One doesn't set well. Like, no, they set the exact same. They are the exact same amount of coverage. I use the exact same amount of product. And that's something too. The Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, I don't call that a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. I say it's an alternative because it's a full coverage concealer, but you have to use a little bit more of that one than you do of Shape Tape to get the same amount of coverage. This you don't have to. I use the exact same amount of this product as I do this one to get the exact same look. So that is why I'm calling it a surefire way dupe. So if you've been wanting to try this but you don't want to spend this money, if you can find the new L'Oreal concealer, I know it's on Amazon. I'm not sure if it's hit stores yet, but once it does, go and get it. It's amazing. Definitely, this is a dupe. Okay, so now I totally gave away like the high-end side and the drugstore side, so whatever. I guess you guys will just know which is which now. But I do want to move on to blush. So recently Essence sent me some products and I was super grateful for that, but they sent me their Mosaic blush in number 20, All You Need Is Pink. And I've seen these usually at a store near me called Meyer, and I've been really wanting to try them, but I just haven't. And I really do love the Essence blush formula. I like their Satin Touch blushes, and so I was really excited. And when I wore this, I loved the way it looked because it looked like a bright kind of rosy shade. I'm wearing it today, and it wasn't too bright, but it still added some life to the skin. And the more I was using it, I was like, this reminds me of something that I have. And I finally figured it out. So it reminded me a lot of this Laura Geller Baked Blush in Brighten in Pink Buttercream. So this is a baked kind of formula. It's a little marbleized, but it's funny because this one has like some marble look to it and this one is like mosaic. So they both have that kind of like a mixture to it. And honestly, in the pan, these even look really similar. And so I am wearing the Laura Geller on this side and I am wearing the Essence on this side. And this is one that I was wearing in that Empties video and no one said anything different. And even yesterday I was wearing like one of each and I asked my sister, I was like, do my blushes look different? And she was like, no, like they look the exact same. And so I was like, okay, it's been tested more than just my opinion. But they both give you that kind of like fresh, rosy flush to the skin without going overboard. I will say that the Laura Geller is a hair more pigmented than the Mosaic one is, but to be honest, I use such a light amount of both that unless you're doing a really concentrated swatch, you don't even really notice that, because with blush, I'm not like scrubbing my brush in and putting a ton on my face and making it like super concentrated, you know? It's very like diffused on the skin, so you don't even really notice it at all. But I absolutely love both of these formulas. I think they're both really smooth, they blend really nicely, and the colors are spot on the same. Okay, so I have a ton of highlight dupes to talk about. I think I have 3 out of the ones I'm mentioning, so just buckle up. Let's go ahead and start off with the palette. So I am wearing one on each, obviously, again today. And it is the CoverGirl TruBlend Super Stunner palette in It's Lit. So this is the one for more fair skin tones. And then the high-end dupe is the Smashbox Spotlight palette in Pearl. One of you guys actually commented on one of my videos telling me that this was a dupe, and I was like, is it really? And so I tried it and it totally was. So credit to whoever commented on that. Thank you so much. But so this is what each palette looks like. Really similar, right? You get like a yellowy tone highlighter, a more beigey one, and then you get a little bit of a deeper one with more sparkle in it. Now I will say on the swatches, these 2 shades in the Spotlight palette look a little bit lighter than the 2 shades in the CoverGirl palette. Or no, the Smashbox ones look darker, just kidding. But on the cheeks, they look the exact same. Like today I'm wearing both the middle shades on my cheekbones. I have a ton of breakouts, so I put them like, I put it further back. But they look the exact same. Again, it's kind of like the blushes. Unless you're doing a concentrated swatch, you really don't notice it at all. But I love both of these formulas. I honestly will say that the CoverGirl is a little bit softer and a little bit more like pigmented than the Smashbox one is. But, and this is like a mini Smashbox palette. It's not the full size, and it was like in a limited edition packaging. But overall, same look on the skin, the same amount of like shine, the same undertone and colors, the same kind of like finish, and the same like texture and everything like that. So I think they're absolutely beautiful, and I recommend either one of these, and especially if you want to save money, get yourself this one. Okay, so then a long time ago, Ofra sent me this Pillow Talk highlighter from AndreaLeigh. Like this was months and months ago. And it's kind of like a pinky toned highlighter. And I love the Ofra highlighter formula. I think it's so smooth and so buttery, and it's amazing. Well, recently I was ordering a ton of new Wet n Wild stuff off of the Wet n Wild website for a video, which I just filmed and uploaded, so I'll link that for you guys. And I needed to spend like, I think $2 or $3 more to get free shipping, whereas shipping would have been like $7. So I was like, okay, I'll spend a little extra money and in the end save it. And so I decided to get another one of their MegaGlo highlighters, and I grabbed the one in Blossom Glow. So this is more of like an icy pink. As soon as I used this, I was like, Ofra Pillow Talk. And they are the exact same. This is the highlighter that I was wearing in the Empties video. I had the Ofra on one cheek and the Wet n Wild on the other, and I was like seeing if you guys would pick up on it, and nope, no one did. And it is like, because they're both like pink, but they're not like dark pink. They are still a very icy, light pink, and they give just like a really gorgeous glow on the skin. Really similar texture. They're both super soft and buttery. Same amount of pigmentation. I'm actually not wearing these on the cheeks today, but I actually use them to highlight the brow bone and the inner corner on my eye look. And again, the same exact finish on each one, and they're beautiful. So that was an awesome find. So I also have another Wet n Wild dupe, and this is the Wet n Wild MegaGlo highlighter in Precious Petals. And this dupe might be a little bit more familiar to people. I'm sure someone else has mentioned this before. It's just like a light kind of champagne with a little bit of depth in there, and it is a complete dupe for the Becca highlighter in Opal. So this is what Opal looks like, and this is what Precious Petals looks like. They look dead on the same. Precious Petals might have like a little bit more peachiness to it in the pan, but again, with highlight, you sheer it out so much that they look the exact same on the skin. They don't look any different at all. And I have worn these like one on one cheek, one on the other for days. No one has said anything to me. And, ooh, I almost dropped it. That would have been terrible. And I think something with the Becca highlighters to note is that they are really soft and they are smooth, and you can build them up. And you can honestly do that exact same technique with the Wet n Wild ones. I think these are a great, like, soft, buttery formula without being, like, too creamy and chunky. Like, it's just beautiful. So that was another great dupe. And again, I'm sure that one's a little bit more popular just because I feel like Becca Opal is more popular in general. So but I wanted to throw it out there for you guys. Now, last but not least, I have two different lip dupes. So let's go ahead and talk about the one that I am wearing today. And this is the Anastasia lipstick, matte lipstick in Dead Roses. I have this on this half of my lips. So, like, I literally divided my lips in the center, put this one over here, and I put the dupe over here. If you are familiar with my channel at all, you know I'm not the biggest fan of this formula. I find it to be a little dry and a little, like, tuggy on the lips when you put it on. Tuggy, that's not even a thing, but you know what I mean, like it tugs when you put it on. But my boyfriend, well, now fiance, ooh, I just forgot to put my ring back on after I washed my face this morning. Have to do that. But anyways, so last Valentine's Day, my now fiance Corey bought me the set of these, and so I just can't get rid of them. But I don't really love the formula. Sorry, babe. But I did find a dupe for that shade, and it is the Maybelline Nude Matte Lipsticks in Brown Blush. So I have Brown Blush over here, and then I have Dead Roses over here. Looks the exact same, and to be honest, I actually like the Maybelline formula better. It is a matte lipstick formula, so it's not going to be super creamy, but out of all the matte lipsticks I have tried, this is my favorite formula because it is still creamy. It's not like slip and slidey like a balm-like cream. I mean, let's get real. But it is a creamy matte lipstick, and it goes on so, like, smooth and just nice. There's no tugging or anything like that. And so this one actually, like, outshined the high-end version for me. So definitely I would just recommend the Maybelline lipsticks in general, but especially if you want a color like this, go for Brown Blush. It's a beautiful kind of like purpley reddish nude type of shade. I love it. Okay, and then last but not least, I want to talk about a gloss dupe. So I wore this in the Empties video, and again, no one said anything. And I love this formula, the Dose of Colors lip glosses. I love this formula, if I haven't said it before, because it is so creamy, it is so nice and just like smooth on the lips, and it's so comfortable to wear, and it doesn't get goopy, and it's just all the things I want a lip gloss to do. These do. They are beautiful. But this shade, Just My Type, is easily duped from NYX, and this is the Butter Gloss in Tiramisu. Now, if you just look at like the packaging, like you can see the actual gloss color in here, you would think, oh, okay, Tiramisu is going to be way too dark and too pink. That's kind of what I thought. And I almost thought that Creme Brulee from NYX would be a better dupe for this. No, I was wrong. Creme Brulee was way too light. This is the exact same shade as this. So if you really like this color, definitely go for the NYX Tiramisu. I like the NYX formula too. It's just a standard, easy gloss. I would say like this is my favorite cheap gloss formula. This is my favorite more like high-end gloss formula. Now I think these are only like $17, so they're not overly expensive. It's not like you're going to go buy like a Chanel or Hourglass lip gloss that's like in the $30 range. but it is still $17 for a lip gloss, and some people are just like, I can't afford that. So the NYX formula is amazing, and this color in Tiramisu is the exact same as just my type. It's like a really great kind of like light peachy nude type of shade that just looks really fresh on the skin. I think especially this time of year, you know, we can get kind of in that dark mode of like what I'm wearing today, but sometimes just adding a nice fresh gloss to the face really just brightens everything and makes you look more awake. So definitely recommend those. Alright you guys, so that is it for this dupes video. I hope you found it helpful and that you learned something. You can see some new products in here, and thank you so much for watching. If you have any dupes, definitely list them down below in the comments so we can all know about them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys here next time. Bye!